Hey guys, welcome again to the Maths Club. If you're just joining us, so welcome. We've been looking at plane geometry for a while now, and in the previous video to this, we looked at polygons. So here we're looking at our past question on polygons from 2014 to 2023 as our usual custom. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, I don't know what you're doing. Come on, it's that subscribe button and click on the bell so that anytime we post something, you'll be the first to know. Without further ado, let's get started. Question 1 says that the interior angle of a regular polygon is 6 times its exterior angle. Find the number of sides of the polygon. Take from June 2023. Let's solve it together. So to solve this, we're told that the interior angle, we know the interior angle of regular polygon is what? N minus 2 times 180 is 6 times exterior angle. The exterior angle, we know the exterior angle is what? 360 degrees, right? So we established in the previous video to this. So we're told that N minus 2 times 180 is equal to 6 times the exterior angle, which is 360. I want to find n. So if I divide both sides by 180, I divide by 180, this will cancel, this will give me 2, this will cancel, this will give me n minus 2 is equal to 6 times 2. So n minus 2 is equal to 12, and n is equal to 12 plus 2, which is equal to 14. So the number of sides of this polygon is 14. Let's see if we're correct. That will be option B. Great. Question 2 now says that an exterior angle of regular polygon is 22.5 degrees. Find the number of sides. Take from June 2022. As always, you can pause the video and try it by yourself, but we'll go ahead with the solution. So the exterior angle, right? Know that exterior angle is 360 divided by n, right? So each exterior angle is 360 divided by n. So one of them is 22.5. So if 360 divided by n is equal to 22.5, and I cross multiply, this give me 360 is equal to 22.5 times n. So if I divide both sides by 22.5, I'll find my value of n. My n in this place is going to be 16. So just solving something very easy like this, you'll have a value of the number of sides. Let's see if we're correct. That will be option D. Great. Question 3 now says that which of the following is not an exterior angle of a regular polygon? So what do we know? We know that the number of sides of a regular polygon is 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 at least 3, right? We don't have a number of sides that's 3.5 or 4.8. We don't have something like that. So if the sum of the exterior angles of a regular polygon is 360 degrees, right? The highest value each of the exterior angle can be will be 360 degrees divided by 3, which is 120 degrees, followed by 360 degrees divided by 4, which is 90 degrees, followed by 360 divided by 5, which will be what? 72 degrees, right? And on like that. So you cannot have 360 divided by 4.5 or 360 divided by 5 points. That does not make sense because there's no number of sides that's 5.5. Now that we know that, we just need to know that whatever value we have here, if I multiply by something, it should be able to give me 360. Say this 120, I multiply it by 3, give me 360. I have this 90, I multiply by 4, give me 360. I have 72, I multiply by 5, give me 360. So we can know that B is an exterior angle, right? I mean, from this last one, we know that B is already an exterior angle, so this one cannot be the answer, right? So let's go. If I do 360 divided by 24, that gives me 15. So, of course, if I do 15 times 24, I will have 360. So I know that this is not my answer. If I do 360 divided by 15, I will have 24. So I know that, of course, this is not my answer. If I do 360 divided by 66, I will have 5.45. Do we have a number of sides that's 5.45? No. So the one that is not an exterior angle is option A. So basically what we're doing is that if I had the angle, so I had 120, I can find the number of sides by saying 360 degrees divided by 120. That gives me 3. If I knew that the number of each exterior angle of the regular polygon was 90 degrees, I could say 360 divided by 90. That would give me 4. Right, so that's what I'm just doing now. We know that the total number of angles in a regular polygon is 360. So I'm just doing 360 divided by each of the angle. If it gives me a definite value, right, an integer, maybe 1, no, it can't be 1, maybe 3, 5, 7, right? I know that one is the number of sides of a regular polygon. But if I now have something like 5.5, 3.4, I know that is not a regular polygon, right? I will just take that out. That can not even be a polygon because we don't have sides that are 4.3, 4.4, 4.5. So that's how we're able to find out that my answer is A, right, in this particular question. Let's see if we're correct. Great. Question 4 now says that the sum of interior angles of a polygon with k sides is 3k minus 10 right angles. 3k minus 10 in brackets right angles. What do we know? What angles are right angles? Great, 90 degrees, right? So it now says find the value or find the size of the exterior angle. Take it from June 2021. Remember, I did not say find the size of the total exterior angle. Of course, that's already 360 degrees. What I'm asking to find there is the size of each of the exterior angle. So what do we know? We're told that the size is k, and the sum of this thing, we know it to be k minus what? Minus 2 multiplying 180 degrees, right? And we're told, but they are told that this sum is also equal to 3k minus 10 multiplying 90 degrees, right? Right angles, 90 degrees. If I divide both sides by 90 degrees, this will cancel this will give me 2, this will cancel this will give me, if I open this bracket, this will be 2k minus 4 is equal to 3k minus 10. So if I correct like terms, that will be 3k minus 2k if I carry this on to the other side, and if I carry this on to the other side, that will be minus 4 plus 10. So our k is equal to 6, right? So if our k is equal to 6, that means that the number of sides that we have is 6. So the size of an exterior angle, we know exterior angle, so each exterior angle would be 360 divided by k, because k is the number of sides that we have, and that will be 360 divided by 6, and that will give me 60 degrees. So the size of each of the exterior angle is 60 degrees. Let's see if we're correct. That will be option A. Great. Question 5 says that each interior angle of a regular polygon is 160 degrees. Find the number of sides of the polygon. Of course, this is something they can be able to solve without batting an. This go from June 2020. Each exterior angle, each interior angle, so each of them, let me just say each interior angle is n minus 2 times 180, right, divided by n. We know that already. We're told that is 168 degrees, so n minus 2 times 180 in brackets divided by n is equal to 168 degrees. So if I cross multiply, that will give me 180n minus 360 is equal to 168n. So let's call it like terms. 180n minus 168n is equal to 360. If you subtract 168 from 180, you have 12. So 12n is equal to 360. And if I divide both sides by 12, my n is equal to 30. That's a very large, very large polygon. But let's see if we're correct. That would be option A. Great. That's a very large polygon. Question 6 now says that find the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon. Of course, you can solve this without even batting an eyelid. Of course, you know that sum of interior angles is n minus 2 times 180 degrees. N, I think the trick here is what is a pentagon. If you don't know what a pentagon is, know that the n is 5. So you must know what each shape stands for. So for a pentagon, our n is 5. So just substitute and say 5 minus 2 multiplying 180 degrees. So that will be 3 times 180 degrees, and that will give you 540 degrees. Let's see if we're correct. That will be option C. Great. Question 7 says that the interior angles of a polygon are 3x degrees, 2x degrees, 4x degrees, 3x degrees, and 6x degrees. Find the size of the smallest angle of the polygon. Take from June 2019. You notice something that did not say the interior angles of a regular polygon. All of the angles will have been the same, but it just said of a polygon. So this is an irregular polygon. I should find the size of the smallest angle. The smallest angle will be which of this? Great, that will be 2x degrees. That will be the smallest angle. So if you know what x is, you can be able to find the rest. So we know that sum of interior angles is what? N minus 2 times 180 degrees, right? This is the sum of interior angles of any polygon. How many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 sides, so our n is equal to 5. And from the previous example, we know that the sum of interior angles for n is equal to 5 is what? 540 degrees. We know that. So if I sum up all these guys, they must give me 540. So that will be 3x plus 2x plus 4x plus 3x plus 6x is equal to 540. So this 5, this 9, this 12, this 18. So 18x is equal to 540. And if I divide both sides by 18, my x would be 30. Now, if my x is 30, or let me say 30 degrees, anywhere you want to put it, what I'm trying to find the smallest angle. So the smallest angle, we already agreed that it's going to be 2x, right? So that will be 2 times 30 degrees, and that will give me 60 degrees. So the smallest angle out of all these polygons is 60 degrees. Let's see if our answer is correct. That will be option B. You can see 30 degrees is here. If you are not careful and read the question properly, you just jump and pick 30 degrees, but the answer is meant to be 60 degrees. This is a trick question. Question 8 now says that the angles of a polygon are x, 2x, 2x, x plus 30 degrees, x plus 20 degrees, and x minus 10 degrees. Find the value of x from June 2018. I'm sure you can solve this. So the number of sides of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're told that n is 6. Even though we're not told, we can deduce that n is 6. So sum of interior angles. Now they said the sum of the angles of a polygon. They did not tell us if it's interior or exterior. But when I give something like this, assume that it's going to be the interior angles. So sum of the interior angles is n minus 2 multiplying 180. So that will be 6 minus 2 times 180 degrees, and I'll give you 4 times 180 degrees, and I'll give you 720 degrees, right? So we can now sum and say x plus 2x plus 2x plus x plus 30 plus x plus 20 plus x minus 10 is equal to 720 degrees, right? So x plus 2x, that's 3x, plus 2x, that's 5x, plus x, that's 6x, plus x, that's 7x, plus x, that's 8x. And we have 30 plus 20, that's 50, minus 10, that is 40, is equal to 720. And 8x is equal to 720 minus 40, and that will give me 680. So 8x, if I divide both sides by 8, my x would be equal to 85 degrees. So the value of our x here is 85 degrees. This way from the other question I said we should find the smallest value. Of course, the smallest value will still be x here. But I mean, look at those small nuances. Always do the question very well. Let's see if our answer is correct. That would be option C. Great. Question now says that 3 angles or 3 exterior angles of a polygon. You see now we are told 3 exterior angles. We are told 3 angles. We can assume that they are interior angles. But we are told that 3 exterior angles of a polygon are 30 degree, 40 degree, and 60 degree. If the remaining exterior angles are 46 degrees each, name the polygon. I want you to pause the video and try this out yourself. What do we know about the exterior angles of a polygon? We know that the sum of exterior angles is 360 degrees. Right? We're told that 3 of them, so we know that would be 30 plus 40 plus 60, right? Plus, I want to that the remaining are 46 degrees each. Do we know how many are the remaining? Let's say the remaining is n, right? So by the time I add 46 plus 46 n number of times, I'll have 46 n, right? Remember, the n is not the total number of, it's just the number of remaining. So I could say let n be remaining sides, right? So by the time I add all of that to give me 360 degrees. So 30 plus 40, that is 70, plus 60, that's 130. So 130 plus 46n is equal to 360, right? So 46n is equal to 360 minus 130, and I'll give you 230 degrees. So 46n is equal to 230. If I divide both sides by 46, so 230 divided by 46, that will give me 5. So my n here is 5. But the n, is that the total number of the sides of the polygon? No. So we know the total number of sides would now be n plus 3, right? Because the n is the number of remaining sides, but we're given the extra angles of 3 other sides, so n plus 3, and that'll give me 5 plus 3. And 5 plus 3 is 8. What polygon has 8 sides? Beautiful, an octagon. So if I want to name it, I will call it an octagon. If you don't interpret the question very well, you will just say n is 5 and you say it's a pentagon, but that is wrong. Let's see if the answer is correct. That will be option C. Great. Question 10 says that the ratio of the exterior angle to the interior angle of regular polygon is 1 to 11. How many sides has the polygon? Take from June 2016. Pause video and try this out yourself. So the ratio of exterior angle, so exterior all over interior is equal to 1 all over 11. Exterior angle is 360 degrees. Interior angle is n minus 2 multiplying 180 is equal to 1 over 11, right? So this can cancel, this will be 2, and if I cross multiply, this will be n minus 2, right, is equal to 11 times 2. So n minus 2 is equal to 22. N will be equal to 22 plus 2. Our n is equal to 24. So the number of sides of the polygon is 24. Let's see if we're correct. That will be option B. Great. Question 11 now says that two angles of a pentagon are in the ratio 2 to 3. The others are 60 degrees each. Calculate the smaller of the two angles. So of course it's the one that if you look at it comparatively, that is the 2, right? Is the 2, because the smaller of the two angles, these first two angles. So which one gave us the 2? Let's solve this question together. Pentagon. A pentagon has 5 sides, so n is equal to 5. Two angles. We're not told if it's interior or exterior, but by inference we can assume that it is what? Interior. Great. So the sum of interior angles, that will give you n minus 2 multiplying 180 degrees, right? So that is 5 minus 2 multiplying 180 degrees, and that will give you 3 times 180 degrees, which will give you 540 degrees. Two angles are in the ratio 2 to 3, right? And the other are 60 degrees. So let me say the two angles. Let me just say the sum of the two angles is x, plus the other angles are 60 degrees. That's 60 times what? Times 3, because there are 3 other angles. So the sum will give me 540. So x plus 180 is equal to 540, and x is equal to 540 minus 180, and that will give you 360. So the sum of the two other angles is 360 degrees, right? So to find the smaller of the two, normal ratio, that will be 2 all over 2 plus 3 multiplying 360 degrees. We've already talked about ratios and proportion. So this is 2 over 5 times 360 degrees. 5 here 1, 5 here 72. So if you multiply this, that will give you 144 degrees. The smaller of the two of them is 144 degrees, right? Which is the 2 guy. So let's see if our answer is correct. That will be option D. Great. And the last question, taken from June 2015, states that the ratio of the interior angle to the exterior angle of a polygon is 5:2. Find the number of sides of the polygon. Pause the video and try this one by yourself. I'm tempted to not solve it, but I will just solve it, but pause it and try it out by yourself till you get it. So we're told that the ratio of the interior angle, so this is I all over E, is equal to 5 all over 2. Interior angle, we know that that is n minus 2 multiplying 180. And the exterior angle, we know that is 360. It's equal to 5 minus 2, right? What is the ratio of interior angle? They don't say each or whatever. Even if they said each, we'll still resolve down to all of this. So this is here 1, this here 2. So we have, if I cross multiply, that will be 2, open brackets, n minus 2 is equal to 5 times 2. Open the bracket, that will be 2n minus 4 is equal to 10. That will be 2n is equal to 10 plus 4. 2n is equal to 14. And if I divide both sides by 2, our n is equal to 7. So the number of sides of the polygon is 7. Let's see if we're correct. Great. And with this, we've come to the end of WAEC questions on polygons. Once again, if you have not subscribed to our channel, or you've not liked this video, or you've not shared this video to somebody that you know can help, it is well. I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll be talking about circle theorem. Bye for now.